What's up, ladies and gents? This is Casey Kid, coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, we've got the Golgoroth Challenge. Now, this is the second time that the Golgoroth Challenge Mode has been around, but I want to show it because there are some new Christmas people, and who knows, maybe they got their light up, and maybe they're ready to take on Golgoroth on hard or normal mode, and they want to do this challenge to get their 310 or 320 items, so we're just going to talk about it a little bit. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smack that like button, and subscribe to the channel. Now, first things first, what is the Golgoroth Challenge? To complete the challenge, everybody on your team needs to take Golgoroth's gaze each time you do a damage cycle. So all 6 members of your team need to take the gaze, and then after the 6th person has it and the timer runs out, it'll say failed to capture Golgoroth's gaze, and that's it, and you go back to normal. So despite Bungie's warnings, we are going to do the one orb strategy on the challenge mode. We're going to take down that front left orb. We have one gaze taker. Whenever you take Golgoroth's gaze, you shoot him in the back on the big white spot of his back. He turns, focuses at you, and on hard mode he shoots 4 orbs that you can shoot and kill them, and just keep Golgoroth's attention while we run down here into this pit and we shoot at his belly with black spindles. We have someone behind Golgoroth. Whenever the countdown is down to 3, 2, 1, he is going to shoot Golgoroth in the back on the big white spot on his back to get his attention, turn him around, and we will officially have taken Golgoroth's gaze twice. After that, everybody on the team, the remaining 4 members of the team, just kind of group up. Whenever Golgoroth's back opens up, we shoot it with a sniper. 1 bullet will do it. He'll close his back and he will shift his gaze towards you, and we just run around the arena counterclockwise, just until the next person ends up taking the gaze and we get back into position. That's it. The only person who ever actually has to do work as a gaze taker is the very first person. That's the only person that actually needs to shoot at the orbs. Everybody else can just outrun them by running around the arena in the counterclockwise fashion. And you can see right now Golgoroth isn't looking at me. He's got his gaze focused on our final runner who is running around and coming back over here. Whenever it's over, whenever the countdown is done, you can see right there it says failed to capture Golgoroth's gaze. All 6 of us have already taken the gaze. We've got Purple doing some jazz hands, so you know we did it right. And that means we're good to go. We're good to go on our next step. So 4 of us were down in the pit, dealing out damage to Golgoroth's belly, and the other 2 people were focusing on the gaze the first 2 times, and that's it. It's a slower process than if you just do it normally, because otherwise you have 5 people down in the pit and 1 gaze taker. This is a little bit slower, since you only have 4 people really dealing out the damage, but it's very safe. It is a very safe strategy for doing the challenge mode. It's very, very safe. Again, the main thing is keep people alive, and everybody needs to take the gaze each time. That's really the 2 things that you want to focus on. The other stuff just kind of is the little intricacies of the fight. So let's talk about some of those right now. Right here we're in the stage where after we kill the enemies, we need to go shoot the orb, and we also need to capture Golgoroth's gaze for the first time. So we have somebody on the back end of the arena, and what his job is to throw down grenades at Golgoroth's feet, shoot him in the kneecaps, do anything to get Golgoroth to focus on the back side of the arena, away from where I'm standing right now. And you can see he got Golgoroth's attention over there, and that let our gaze taker actually shoot Golgoroth in the back and get to this position that we're in right now. From here, we're in the pits in the green ooze, dealing out damage to Golgoroth. We also have our weapons of light bubble off to the right hand side, and I dip in that each time for the extra damage. The person in the back, the person who was doing the initial distracting, he is actually a Sunbreaker Titan. After he sees that the gaze has been taken by the person in the front of the arena, back where I was standing to begin with, he jumps down and melting points Golgoroth to give us that additional weapons of light boost and melting point debuff so that we can deal out big damage. Now, one thing you want to do, you do not want to stack your tether on the melting point. You do not want to do that because you're going to deal out less damage. So whenever melting point is over, then you can fire off your tether, and we have a number of hunters, which is why I haven't had to fire my tether at all down there. We have a lot of hunters, so you can just swap between that if you happen to have a super or if your buddies don't. It's really not that tricky. It's just moving everybody in unison to do things. The trickiest thing that we had a problem with last night when we were doing it was getting Golgoroth to turn away from where we are right now. Getting his attention was the trickiest thing, and you want to make sure that you kind of do all of that at once. You want to get Golgoroth to turn away from you, you want your gaze taker to shoot him in the back, and you want to knock down that front left orb all around the same time, basically so you're not wasting precious seconds, because if you do, you're not going to deal out as much damage down in the pit. And that's okay if you have a run that is just a little bit less damage than the others, because you can always potentially make up for it. Now we're actually going on our third orb. You probably, if you have people that are really pelting out the damage with the black spindles, they've got their light high enough, they're hitting all their shots quickly, you probably could take him down in 3 runs. But if you don't take him down in 3, there's nothing to worry about. He probably has extremely low health by that time, so it's not going to take a whole lot to get him down the final time, and you'll see that in just a second. Right here, again, we're ready to do the orb, just kind of weakening it a little bit. Golgoroth is focused in my direction right now, and we don't want that. Now he turned around, now it's time to take the orb down. You can see purple got the gaze, we got the orb down roughly at the same time, so that is perfect. He's burning with a melting point. We've got weapons of light right here, shooting him in the belly. It's time to deal out the damage. The one other thing that can happen when you're down in the pit is one member of your team is going to get an explosion debuff. And there's a countdown. Your screen will turn green. There's a countdown on the left-hand side of your screen too. You want to get away from all of your teammates when you have that, because otherwise you are going to kill every single one of your teammates when you explode, and you're going to be the only person left alive. And everybody's going to know that it was you that missed the countdown and that killed everybody and wiped the raid. Everybody is going to know. It is such a troll move by Bungie to do that, because you can't even pretend that it wasn't you, because we all know that happens. How many times does something bad in the raid go on, and you're like, oh, who did this? And everybody's like, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. This time, you can't say that. So if you wipe the team with the explosion, they're going to know it was you. What we ended up doing was, whenever we had the explosion and it was counting down, 5, 4, 3, 2, just run up to Golgoroth and let it just explode on Golgoroth's feet, and that was just fine. That was just the way that we did it. You don't necessarily have to get out of the pit and run away. If Golgoroth's gaze is focused on the gaze taker, he's not going to stomp on you or hurt you anyway. Now you can see after our 3 runs, Golgoroth has barely any health, and what happens when he gets to really low health is he starts spawning out taken enemies as well, instead of the cursed thralls. So this is a little bit trickier, since they just keep spawning. There's no sense in waiting around. Whenever we get a chance to take down the orb and get Golgoroth's gaze, we're going to take it. He's got barely any health as it is right now. It shouldn't take very many shots. Still jumping in, doing the same thing. Melting point, weapons of light bubble, a couple shots with the spindle, and there he goes. That is it. The challenge mode is complete. If you haven't completed this before, you'll get an emblem, you'll get a calcified fragment, and you're going to get 1 piece of guaranteed 320 gear. It could be the boots, it could be the chest piece, or it could be the gloves. And you're also going to get a 320 artifact along with a 310 artifact. Now this is if you do it on hard mode. If you do it on normal, your gear will only go up to 310. Unfortunately, I really needed the gloves. I need gloves really, really badly on my hunter. And I ended up grabbing 320 boots, which didn't make a significant difference in my light, because the boots that I had were 317 already. So didn't get the gloves, unfortunately, which means that my hunter is still going to be pretty low by the time this week is done. But I didn't like the perks that I got on my 320 boots, and I ended up infusing them into my 317 ones that allowed me to carry more sniper rifle ammo, which I find to be more useful, especially in the beginning parts of the raid, or if for some reason I happen to be running them in PvP. So what did you get in Golgoroth's challenge mode? Did you do it before? Did you do it this week? Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel to keep updated on daily Destiny content. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Golgoroth, and I'll see you around in Destiny. Where's my gloves, yo?